use standard form. We're still doing standard form. That's the form of ax plus by equals c. I guess we could say I can write in graph linear equations in standard form. We just want to know how to use this. Okay, so here's a problem, and it actually works pretty well in standard form. Hannah will spend $150 on music festival tickets. This isn't reading. Reserved seat tickets cost $25 and general admission tickets cost $10. How can you represent the situation with a linear equation? Okay, so we know that she's going to spend a total of $150, right? And then we have two different kinds of seats, one that's $25 and one that's $10, so that's general admission. These are reserved seats. And so what would that look like in this equation? Well, C, that's going to be our total, that's $150. Okay, so whatever we get for one plus the other has to equal $150 because it's not an inequality, so we can't spend less and we can't spend more. Okay, so let's say that the reserved seats are the A seats, so we're going to say the reserved seats are the X seats. However many of these, the cost is the A, so that's the 25. So 25 of the reserved, $25 per reserved seat plus $10 for general admission seat, and that's going to equal $150. And that's great. We could plug in an X value and figure out what Y value is going to come from that. We could graph this. If we're going to graph this though, if we're going to use the standard XY graph, right, then we're going to get a line, and that's what's, it'll give us different values for depending on what our X value is, how many of the reserve tickets we bought to how many of the general tickets we bought. That's what the ratio is. But to graph this, it's pretty hard to do like this. And so we do want to get it into our slope-intercept form. So let's get into slope-intercept form, and we're going to solve for y. So subtract 25x from both sides. And I will rearrange that just because I want my slope first. So 10y equals negative 25x plus 150. And then divide everything by 10. And that gives me y equals negative 2.5x plus 15. Okay, so then if we were to graph this, and I should have the Desmos graph up for this. Let's go ahead and do that. Sorry for all the moving around. Okay, so our equation was y equals negative 2.5x plus 15. Okay, and that's our graph. So right here at 0, so if we don't buy any of the, if we don't buy any of which tickets? That was our A. So if we don't buy any of the reserved tickets, then we can buy 15 of the general admission tickets, which we remember it's $10 each, so 10 times 15 is $150, so that makes sense. And then if we buy only the reserved tickets, then we can buy 6 of them, right? So 6 times negative 2.5 is negative 15. But if we were to put that into our original standard form equation, 25 times 6 is 150. So that's how that works, and that's what the graph would look like. So anywhere on this graph is the number. So if we were to go right here, we could buy 2 of the reserve tickets and 10 of the general admission tickets, anywhere on this line. The issue is that it shouldn't really be a continuous line because you can't buy 3.7 reserved tickets and 5 3/4 general admission tickets. That just doesn't make sense. So it really shouldn't be a solid line. It is a linear relationship, but it should really only be the whole numbers. Anyway, that's just one example of using this, and I'll do one other.